Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
6 a.m. on your Saturday. It is the 6th of September. Sarah, the story this weekend, rain and maybe cooler temps?
Yeah, the story is basically you need to stay paying attention to the weather throughout the weekend, because wherever it rains, there could easily be some flash flooding. Wherever it rains is the key phrase there, because in some ways, the rain development will be fairly random. So as we take a look at the authority radar this morning, you can see it is quiet around San Antonio. We do have one shower in western Real County and then some thunderstorms up near Waco and Killeen. This is along a cool front, and this cool front is the whole reason why we have rain chances, as well as some moisture working its way in from all the way out in the Pacific. So as I show you the weekend forecast, what you need to know is today, the rain chance is 40% for you to see rain in your backyard. And it's mainly in the afternoon. So less of a rain chance today. Tomorrow, 70% chance for rain. But it's not going to be raining all day. It's going to be off and on storms. And anywhere it rains, we could easily see some areas of flash flooding. So that's what I want to start with in a couple of minutes. I want to talk about the risk for and the potential for flooding, especially tomorrow and especially in the morning. I'll have those forecast details for you in just a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. New this morning, a man in his 20s is in the hospital after shooting on the north side overnight. This happened after midnight near Salado Creek in Ira Lee and Lawrence Lane. So according to San Antonio police, the man was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries after being shot in the chest. They don't have a suspect at this time, but the investigation is ongoing. And this morning, disturbing story out of Hondo, where a group of people say they saw a man trying to throw a 3-month-old in a dumpster. This is Kyle Bruce, who is the suspect after fighting with the baby's mother in Bexar County. He took the baby and left. The mother called 911, and the sheriff chased him but stopped for safety. Later, employees at Peerless Equipment in Hondo saw Bruce trying to throw the baby in a dumpster. They called Hondo police, who arrested him and booked him into Medina County Jail. He faces felony child endangerment and injury charges. The baby is at the hospital and is expected to recover. A death inside Bexar County Jail this past week left one San Antonio family devastated. Their story hit close to so many others across our city. A group of women have come together to form San Antonio Grieving Mothers Fight for Justice. They're made of a group of moms who have lost their children in many different ways. So Lydia Leos lost her son Julian Dena more than 5 years after he overdosed at the Bexar County Jail. She says their team is fighting together for statewide accountability and systematic change.
I find the energy because I know that no parent should have to bury their child.
Their group is planning a march and rally on September 20th. As we learn where that happens, we'll keep you posted on KSAT.com. 2 months after the tragic Hill Country floods, Governor Greg Abbott signed into law new rules for camp safety. The new law is the Heavens 27 Camp Safety Act. It puts several safety measures in place at camps. The biggest one would prevent cabins from being in floodplains. But some camps along the Guadalupe River were against that part. So Vista Camps released a statement to alumni and parents saying the camp will no longer use 3 cabins anymore due to new rules, even though they're not damaged or unsafe. This means 144 fewer camper spots this summer and adds the financial strain during recovery. And other camps feel the same way. We wanted to know how locals feel about the new law. Our Courtney Friedman checked it out. She went to the Hill Country and spoke to survivors, leaders, and business owners. They all agree saving lives is the #1 priority. They also admit there would be issues if the camps closed.
How important are the camps to the economy here?
I would say vital. A lot of the local stores and eateries, you know, they have a big summer because of the camps. They rent from me.
The people we talked to agree with those safety updates and the new laws, but also hope if camps begin to suffer, communities and donors would come in with financial help. Well, budget cuts at OLLU have ended 16-degree programs at Our Lady of the Lake. This is affecting nearly 200 students and 19 professors who have been let go. So one of the cuts is a PhD leadership studies program. It's a unique program that students say doesn't transfer to most universities. So I spoke with one student who says several classmates are having to pivot or start from scratch, losing lots of time and thousands of dollars. How much money did you put into this?
As of right now, $130,000.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on a PhD leadership program at Our Lady of the Lake University that has been cut. The problem is many of the students who are in the first or third years may have to start from scratch or transfer to other programs that are completely different. Fourth-year PhD student Lori Hidalgo says that's because it's such a unique program that doesn't exist in most universities. She says she is fortunate to be in the dissertation stage of the program and will be able to get her degree at the end of the year, but says that's not the case for most of her cohorts who have lost money and time.
I feel bad for my fellow students, that joined this program with all hopes of finishing.
This program is one of 16 OLLU is cutting because of low enrollment and budget cuts impacting 200 students and 19 professors. Other students who are part of the PhD leadership program told us they are exploring legal options after they say they are left with no other options. Lori explained the university set up a consultant-based teach-out plan out of the Rio Grande Valley, but she says it's not what students had signed up for. One of their biggest frustrations is how the university dealt with the blow, all via email.
Shows their lack of accountability and their lack of transparency.
Lori says she is working with first or second year students to help them find the best way for them to move forward.
We were blindsided, and we were even more hurt to find out, that our professors weren't even being given an opportunity or didn't have information to help us.
The university sent us a long statement that says, in part, they are developing a new strategic plan that includes launching high-demand programs beginning next summer. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. It is 6:07 and 80 degrees. Today is National Tailgating Day, so we're going to tell you what makes this tradition special and how you can celebrate this morning during UTSA's and Texas State's game.
All right, we are looking at a quiet start to our weekend here, but a bit deceiving because we will have times of rain, and that rain could result in some flash flooding for some folks. So we are going to keep you safe and informed. I'll have the latest coming up after the break.
All right, Sarah, thank you. It's 6:11, 80 degrees. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The college and NFL football seasons have kicked off, and that means it's time for some tailgating. If you're into that sort of thing, well, today is National Tailgating Day. It's an American tradition, grilling, drinking, socializing, and playing games in a parking lot before the games. We put it in that perspective. The pregame gatherings often happen at pickup truck tailgates or car trunks. Speaking of tailgating, we have one happening in the Alamo City in just a couple of hours. It's a game many people have been looking forward to. The UTSA Roadrunners will take on the Texas State Bobcats. The Alamo Dome will be packed with fans from both schools. RJ Marquez breaks down this year's pricing at the Dome and what you need to know before you go.
In less than 24 hours, these parking lots at the Alamo Dome will be packed with rowdy fans and also tailgaters as we get set for the UTSA Texas State football game. The I-35 rivalry renewed right here at the Dome, and we are expecting more than 40,000 fans that have already bought tickets. But while UTSA wants to break some fan attendance records, one thing that they don't want to do is break your bank account. Well, we did some research to check out the least expensive ticket for Saturday's game. That would be $22 in the 300 section. But if you want to pay more to get to the hundreds, that'll be anywhere from $85 to $113. So what's the price of some concessions this year at UTSA games? We're looking at about $6.50 for a hot dog, $6.50 for a soft drink, and about $8 for nachos. So altogether, if you wanted to get yourself a little bit of food and the least expensive ticket, that'll be about $45 total. Not too bad. Well, what will it take for you to get to the Dome? Via Park and Ride is available for anyone that wants to come, whether it's students or any other UTSA fans. That is $260 for a round trip with 2 different locations available. That would be the Crossroads location and the Brooks location. We spoke to UTSA Athletic Director Lisa Campos about some of the changes that they have done this year to help increase the fan experience.
And for our season ticket holders this year, for the first time, we're going to have a dedicated entry for them. For fans who want like a pre-game experience, a sideline experience, we're selling those. And for those, who don't like the traditional tailgating, but want to do something more for the family, listen to live music, play a lot of family games, kid games, the HE Plaza is the place for those fans.
Now, parking at the Dome, that is limited to people that have UTSA permits, but if you want to park around here, the Convention Center garage, the South Alamo lot, and the Martinez lot on Cesar Chavez, those are all available. Those are city-owned lots. Now, one other thing to note is that students get in for free at UTSA games, so that's a pretty nice perk. Also, keep in mind that the lots here open at 8 o'clock. Permit only. That's when the tailgate will start. So get ready to fire up the grill and ready for some great action. UTSA taking on Texas State at the Alamo Dome. It should be a great atmosphere. Back to you guys.
Bobcats hat. He's a bobcat.
He's a bobcat.
That was very fair of him.
Yeah, he didn't let his bias slip through.
Also, $6.50 for a soda.
That's kind of the thing that we were like, oof, gosh.
That was the one thing I don't know.
Anyway, here's the thing. There's earlier tailgating.
Okay.
And I think early this morning, there's not as much of a rain chance as there would be later today and especially tomorrow. So it might work out that the game's a little earlier for folks heading out there. Now, as for our forecast, here's a look at it in a nutshell. A 40% chance today, and again, that's mainly in the afternoon. So today's going to be one of those days where I think you're dodging a few downpours. Tomorrow, however, there's going to be off and on rain throughout the day, and especially in the first part of the day, about 70% chance, and a high temperature tomorrow of only 84. Now, the reason why we have the rain chances this weekend is because of this front. This front is slowly pushing south. It will fire off some showers and storms. You can see that it's already doing so up near the Waco area, and we're starting to see a little bit of development out near Real County. So let me take you through the future cast here. You can see this is a look at around noon, 1 or 2 pop-up downpours, but higher rain coverage out west in the afternoon. So areas like Rock Springs, yes, even Kerrville, Bandera, you all need to be on alert this afternoon for some heavier rain showers, and even out toward Del Rio, a good chance for some rain later on today. A few of those may work their way into San Antonio. That's why we have a 40% chance this afternoon. So when we look at today's forecast, again, 1 or 2 spotty downpours around noon, few more showers in the afternoon at about 40%, a high of 90. So it's going to be cooler than the last few days with some rain in the area. And then a 40% chance throughout the later afternoon and into the evening for some of those downpours as well. Now tomorrow we'll see more rain coverage. You can see that here on the future cast as we head into the early part of the day tomorrow morning. I'm going to be watching that radar very carefully, because there are some indications that we could have some heavy rain to start the day tomorrow through the first half of the day. You can see a much more coverage tomorrow than today, about 70% coverage tomorrow. And then as we head throughout the later half of the day, less of a rain chance as that front pushes through. Now, when we're talking about rainfall totals, this is truly going to be one of those events where you have those who get a lot of rain and those that miss out entirely. And it's going to be random. So we cannot tell you definitively if it's going to rain in your house and how much rain you're going to have. But what we can tell you is that there will be those that get a lot of rain and there will be those that miss out. Take, for example, this particular model, this forecast. You can see in some cases it points to about anywhere from 3 to 5+ inches of rain. Meanwhile, there are other areas that might miss out completely, and we're talking about a difference of just a few miles here, 10 to 20 mile difference. Wherever the heaviest of the rain occurs, though, is where we could have some flooding. And just a reminder that this is just a forecast model to show the type of rain we get. So this bullseye of rainfall, which is over Bandera County, could be anywhere in the viewing area. So keep that in mind. So if I summarize everything for you today, there will be some afternoon rain, about a 40% chance in San Antonio. Tomorrow, higher chance for rain, 70% off and on, and particularly in the morning. The amount of rain, most people will see less than this, okay? But there will be some random 5-inch bullseyes of rainfall, and that could lead to travel impacts like possible flash flooding. One thing I want to impress upon you is to stay weather alert. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing this weekend, make sure you have the KSAT Weather Authority app. We'll be there. We'll be live covering any storms that develop, and especially any storms that lead to flooding. Otherwise, it is going to be quiet next week. Our high temperatures will climb into the upper 90s, which is warm for September standards, but it will not necessarily be humid. So that's some good news there, Sarah.
Ooh, that 84.
I know, tomorrow, and it's because we're going to have some rain in the area.
I won rain bingo last weekend.
Yes.
With those big downpours, localized street flooding in front of my house.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm...
We'll see if you're able to win the rain lottery. You got a better chance of winning the rain lottery than you do the actual lottery.
Right. And let's talk about it. It's 622, 80 degrees. Powerball jackpot reaches $1.8 billion tonight. Will San Antonio be next? Hear what locals plan to do with the cash if they win. Okay, a lot of people are hoping they will wake up to a dream news that they have won tonight's big Powerball jackpot. That's me included. So no one has won the top prize in months. So the jackpot is now at $1.8 billion and counting. That's enough to buy a whole lot of dreams. It has already been a lucky couple of weeks here in San Antonio where 2 people have each won $1 million in lottery games. Recently, someone who bought a scratch-off ticket at a Northwest Side convenience store on Thursday. Others are hoping that luck rubs off on them.
Want to win, maybe pay off my mortgage.
Probably go on a lot of trips. Bahamas, here I come.
So at one store on the east side, the owner told us he was waiting for Powerball fever to strike. He said he expected ticket sales to skyrocket starting tonight. Bought my ticket. Hope that I win. 626, 80 degrees. The San Antonio City Council fight. Oh boy, this is heating up over an animal abandonment proposal. So what council members are saying after this week's delay? New Texas law bans discussions on gender and orientation in schools, how one district is handling it now. Good morning, it's 6:30 on your Saturday. It's September 6th.
Good morning.
A lot of college football today. UTSA is playing Texas State. That is a 35 rivalry. Well, technically.
I-35.
It
is,
yeah.
absolutely.
UTSA is not up 35, but you know what I mean. But so a lot of people are going to be tailgating this morning, Sarah. They're going to be okay probably for rain chances, maybe just a little humidity and heat.
Right. I will say, though, that in the last couple of minutes, we've seen rain pop up on the radar, Sarah. So let's go ahead and start with the Authority radar. You can see that we've got a couple of showers that have developed. Let's zoom in. Here in San Antonio, I'm going to go ahead and step off and make sure that we've got everything set up so that we can zoom in. There we go. All right, we have got some of these showers in San Antonio. No lightning as of yet, but some folks, if you're heading out early this morning, you'll see a little bit of rain. Here on the north side of town, right near the airport, right near Churchill, we've got an isolated shower, and close to downtown, on the western part of downtown there, an isolated shower as well. Also near Sayers, Lone Oak, East Central High School area, just right on the outskirts there of 1604. These are very isolated, moving to the north, and you can see that storm chances today are at about 40%. Tomorrow they bump up to 70%, and that is particularly in the morning. So what are we thinking? What do you need to be on alert for? Most folks will get less than this, but there will be some neighborhoods that see bullseyes of 5+ inches of rain. That would have an impact to travel. Flash flooding would be possible. So what should you do all weekend long? What you should do is you should stay stay alert. Make sure you have the KSAT Weather Authority app. Make sure you're watching the weather and the forecast. Pay attention to the radar. We will keep you posted all weekend long. I'm going to have the latest breaking down our rain chances and that increased chance tomorrow coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. A new Texas law bans teachers and school staffers from discussing gender identity and sexual orientation in K through 12 schools. It comes from Senate Bill 12, otherwise known as the Parental Rights Law. So some school districts are still figuring out how to move forward with this law. They're waiting to get guidance from the Texas Education Agency, but Northeast ISD is moving forward on its own. The district has been working with its legal team to follow the new rules. They've also given staff a script to use when students bring up these topics. The law is being challenged. The ACLU and a group of LGBTQ+ and student rights organizations say it violates rights. They filed a lawsuit to block it, but for now, schools must comply with it. The mourning process has just started for Northeast ISD high school community. One of their teachers passed away while having a medical emergency Thursday morning. So the teacher is 65-year-old Timothy Kitterman. The district says he taught American Sign Language and won Teacher of the Year in 2019. The medical examiner has not released how Mr. Kitterman died.
He was absolutely passionate about teaching, about taking care of his students, and was a great friend to his fellow staff members. So it's certainly been a rough couple of days for his school family.
Mr. Kitterman taught at MacArthur High School. NEISD says it's providing counseling for people at that campus. On Friday, 3 San Antonio City Council members pushed to force a vote on new fines for people who dump pets and other animals. This comes after Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones pulled the issue off of Thursday's agenda. Garrett Berger shows us how a fight over who calls the shots at City Hall, well, it's back on.
This would have been an easy, unanimous vote.
A proposal against abandoning animals yanked off the San Antonio City Council's agenda this week at the mayor's request.
This is obstruction of our legislative process.
Now 3 council members from across the city council's political spectrum are forcing it to come up for a vote, using what's known as a 3-signature memo.
This is something that San Antonio residents expect that their leaders take action on.
The proposal in question would fine people between $500 and $2,000 for abandoning any animal in San Antonio. But it stems from a council consideration request, or CCR, that Alderete Gavito filed last year. And Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones wants anything from before she and the new council got sworn in to be resubmitted, saying in part in a statement, quote, "Following the CCR process, all items must be reviewed by the new governance committee, and this ordinance did not go through the new committee." The council members say that's not the process.
There are no expired CCRs. Just because a new mayor comes into office doesn't mean all the work that's been done over the past 6 months to a year should just disappear.
The council had fought about this and other changes the mayor tried to make to the CCR process 3 weeks ago, with these same 3 council members forcing the issue. Afterwards, Jones seemed to back down, saying, quote, "We will revert to the process outlined in the CCR ordinance."
Through conversations with chiefs of staffs, right, there was the understanding in which our CCRs would continue to move through that process.
Did you think that fight was over?
We did think it was over, right? Only
but
to have it.
It's not, though, apparently.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We're going to have to see. But
if Jones tries to keep holding back items, today's move shows council members could still easily sidestep her.
It's like having basically city council veto power.
To the chair of UTSA's political science department, this is a strange hill for the mayor to fight on.
Why this issue? There are other pressing issues that she could put her, dig in deep and say, no, we're not going to go. This is the line I'm not going to cross. Animals? Not so much.
The item has already been added to the council's September 11th agenda. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Garrett, thank you. Can San Antonio or Bexar County halt a controversial new development? That's the question many of our viewers have asked us about a proposed project near Helotes. So we've been covering Guajolote Ranch, where home builder Lennar plans to build 3,000 homes along with a wastewater treatment plant. It's that plant that has people concerned, fears it could pollute San Antonio's main water source. So I sat down with former San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, who says the city has the power to block this plan, and he's being very clear about his opposition to the project. He says the city and county can stop it by not approving it as a public improvement district. If the county or city don't sign off, the developer can appeal at the state level, which could take years.
If there is a action that is being requested that would harm the constituents of an elected official, that elected official has an obligation not to go along with it or to support it.
So not only is he saying that the city or the county can stop it, he's saying that they should stop it. Additionally, if the public improvement district with Bexar County is approved, property owners would have to pay extra taxes for local improvements. There's a new partnership between University Health and Judson ISD aimed at making healthcare more accessible. A new health clinic is the district's first ever wraparound center. The medical staff will be providing primary care, mental health services, and counseling to Judson ISD students and staff. But the faculty isn't just for those affiliated with the school. They offer services to the whole community.
For those who not just attend school, but live in the neighborhood, they are welcome to come and receive services to address their primary health care needs.
The Judson ISD Wraparound Center is located at Wagner High School and is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 6:38, 80 degrees. Coming up, the 12th annual Head for the Cure 5K fast approaching, and it honors those who've lost their battle to brain cancer. We're going to show you how San Antonio is coming together to run for a cure.
And in just the last 10-15 minutes or so, we've had some rain pop up on the radar locally around San Antonio. This is a great example of the kind of rain we could be dealing with this weekend. I'll have the details and the risk for flash flooding coming up.
All right, let's take a look outside with Trans Guide Sarah Spivey saying we do have some spotty showers throughout our area. So keep that in mind as you get ready to head out the door early this morning. Sun still not up, not seeing any major backups. The only thing is that 35 northbound around the Shorts area, having some major traffic. I ran into it this morning. That's what you see there, 35 at Shorts Parkway. It's all construction. That's what's causing those lane closures. So if you're heading up 35 or going to Austin this morning, make sure you prepare for some extra time. All right, 6:42, 80 degrees. We'll be right back. So this year will mark the 12th year for the Head for the Cure 5K in San Antonio. It started here 11 years ago in honor of KSAT's late news director, Jim Boyle, who passed away in 2014 from brain cancer. So the race has grown over the years, giving many other families a way to remember and honor their loved ones, including Naomi Olivares, whose son passed away from brain cancer when he was just 11 years old. Our Stephanie Cerna spoke with Naomi and her family who participate in the race every year. And this year, she's getting support from some of her students at Holmes High School.
My son was such a big energy in a little body. He was so active. He was just a great little kid.
That's how Naomi Olivares likes to remember her son, Gilbert Cordaway, full of energy, happy, and on his skateboard. Gilbert, or Peanut, as she lovingly called him, was diagnosed with an aggressive type of brain cancer at just 10 years old. And 9 months later, in February of 2015, at just 11 years old, he passed away. As devastating as it was losing her son, Naomi tells us she has found some comfort in being able to honor him every year at the Head for the Cure 5K.
Every year, it's always an emotional roller coaster for sure. It's always really sad, but also a safe place for us to go to, just to be with other people who feel what we feel.
It's just something comforting knowing I'm not alone having to deal with this, being able to tell other people these stories of just how I remember him.
Let's go.
And at this year's race, some of Naomi's students from Holmes High School, where she works as an assistant librarian, will be running at the race to show their support.
What does it mean to you to have the support, not only from your family that's been doing this every year with you, but now to have the support of your school?
It's amazing how fast they were just ready to dive in. It means a lot to me. It really does mean a lot. Like, they were just so willing and ready to do it.
It feels very inspiring and warming that we can help impact that, like make it like head towards the cure for brain cancer.
I have kids. I have 3 kids and a bunch of grandkids, and I think I don't know if I could even. I can't fathom how she would, even does this. It's somebody that we care about, that we want to, honor.
Y'all are doing it for such a great cause. For more than just me, it's a lot of families out there. So, thank y'all.
Naomi says she's also thankful to support a race that helps so many.
It's going to a good cause. It's going to the research they need so they can find that cure, so another kid can be able to walk that stage or celebrate another birthday. Nobody needs to go through this, not anybody.
And Head for the Cure is a really amazing event. It
really
happens
is.
right in front of KSAT, right across the street with our partners at Providence High School. And so I just encourage everyone, go online and sign up. Even if you're not a big runner, you can walk.
Yeah, it's all about the community and raising money for brain cancer research.
All right, Sarah, today I know the big story this weekend is a chance for rain.
Yes, and we've already got rain on the radar, Sarah.
Awesome.
In spots around San Antonio. I want you to pay attention to Sarah's reaction there. Awesome.
We need the rain.
Absolutely, we do need the rain. It's just coming on the weekend, and it is coming at a time where we need to be on alert for the potential for flooding. I think being on alert is the important thing there. Take a look at your screen right now. The authority radar showing a few showers blossoming. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and zoom into some of the neighborhoods that are getting some of the rain right now. You can see areas right here near Memorial High School and downtown, also near Almos Park, Alamo Heights. Let's take a trip up to the north, San Antonio International Airport, out toward Churchill High School. And we've also got some heavier rain here on the southeast side of town from Martinez to St. Hedwig to Atkins. And one thing I want you to take note of, these are moving, these are not going to cause any flooding issues, but they are producing a lot of rain, heavy rainfall, and you can see rainfall rates here as we zoom into some of these areas. Notice this purple right here on your screen. That is a rainfall rate of about 5 inches an hour. So that means that if this storm was to sit right over there, it would produce a quick 5 inches of rain. And I think this type of rain is what we have to be on the lookout for later on today. So take a look at forecast rainfall totals today and tomorrow. You can notice there are still going to be a lot of areas that miss out on the rainfall entirely, but those that get rain will get a lot of rain. Let's take an example here. This particular model showing a decent amount of rain near Divine and Natalia. Remember, this bullseye could be anywhere. It isn't necessarily going to settle over Divine and Natalia, although that is the area that is dealing with the most exceptional drought. And then there could be some areas that miss out on the rainfall entirely or only get maybe about 1/4 of an inch of rain. This is going to be the difference of just a few miles. So there will be those that get rain and those that miss out on the rainfall. So here's what we're watching for. We're watching for bullseyes of 5+ inches of rain throughout this weekend, today and tomorrow. The impact there would be flash flooding. So what should you do? It's not going to be raining everywhere all day today, tomorrow, but what should you do? You should stay alert. You should have a way to get weather alerts. KSAT Weather Authority app is a great resource. Will go live right to your phone, as we are doing in some cases. So today, a 40% chance, some storms. Tomorrow, a 70% chance, many storms. And you can see the difference in temperatures too. Today, 90, tomorrow, 84. The reason for this, we've got a cool front moving through, and this front is going to fire off a few of these downpours. Here's a look at the futurecast today. Remember, some storms today, 40% chance. Higher chance out to the west for areas like Rock Springs, yes, even Kerrville and in Bandera. That's the rain chance today, even into Del Rio. And then the rain chance tomorrow calls for more higher coverage. And you can see the higher coverage here on our futurecast, especially in the morning. through the first part of the day. Higher rainfall coverage for San Antonio, many showers and storms. And by the evening, things will quiet down for us tomorrow. So today, 40% chance. Tomorrow, off and on, 70% chance. The amount would be random 5-inch bullseyes, but most folks will get a lot less than that. We're talking maybe an inch of rain for most folks. But if you do get those bullseyes, that's when impact to travel will be possible and possible flash flooding. So let's just recap today. Only a few downpours today, 90 degrees for the high, and then this evening things will cool down into the 80s. So take a look at your forecast over the next several days. 70% tomorrow, and then next week will be fairly dry with highs climbing into the upper 90s. We'll be back with more news after the break.
And good morning to you on this Saturday. Coming up here on Good Morning America, Chicago braces for President Trump's crackdown on immigration, the multi-agency operation that's on track to get underway this weekend. Also here, the historic pilgrimage to Rome for LGBTQ Catholics. We're going to take you inside the pivotal meeting with Pope Leo and tomorrow's canonization of the first millennial saint. Also here, a preview of today's women's final at the U.S. Open as American Amanda Anisimova tries to take down the defending champion, Aryna Sabalenka. And college football heats up. We're going to take a look at the big moments from week 1 and what's ahead this season. That and so much more straight ahead right here on GMA.
Happening today, a chance to help keep pets in our area healthy. The Animal Defense League, or the ADL, is holding a vaccine and wellness clinic. They stopped by our studios on GMSA Plus yesterday to tell us more about it.
And here are the cute little visitors we were promising. This is Dangle, and then over there we have Dingle. Dingle. So Dangle and Dingle, and these cute little guys there. Are they ready to go home?
These guys are tiny. They're only 4 weeks, so they're heading into foster today. They'll just need a few more weeks of TLC, and then they will be ready to go into their forever home.
Okay, I was going to say because they look super tiny. So almost. You just got to wait a little bit longer for Dangle and Dingle. I want to say it the other way around. Dingle, Dangle, Dangle,
Dingle. Dingle, Dangle, Dongle is their other
and
sibling.
the other sibling. Oh my goodness, how cute. But it's important to note we want our pets to be well. We want them to be okay. What are some things to keep in mind for our pets?
Yeah, especially at this young an age, they are just like newborns. They're super susceptible to getting sick, and so a great way to keep them safe and healthy is through vaccinations and making sure that they are getting their regular care and preventatives like that.
And then how can if people are looking through the Animal Defense League, how can they get help there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are really excited to be able to, really proud to be able to partner with our city shelter, Animal Care Services, and Petco Love to offer our free mobile wellness clinics. And so you can get your vaccines and microchips at no cost. We know that it can add up, and it's, again, an important way to keep your pets safe. And so we're really proud to be able to offer that service.
Very good. And so actually there's one coming up tomorrow.
Yes. So tomorrow we're going to be at MLK Park. We pop up once a month around the city for folks to get those services. So we'll be at MLK Park from 9 to 11. We do want to let everybody know it is first come, first serve, and we are limited to 100 pets served. So you definitely want to make sure to get there early. Also, just to keep your pets safe, want to make sure all cats are in their own carrier, all dogs have a leash, and that you are keeping your distance from each other, just to make sure, again, everybody is happy and safe while we're there getting our services.
Gotcha. So get there early, make sure they're on a leash. Anything else they should bring?
Nope. They just gotta come get the service, and then they will get their records and be good to go. And we do also offer low-cost preventatives there as well. So if you're needing flea, tick medicine, heartworm medication, we'll have everything to choose from.
Very good. Okay, well, so that's the one happening tomorrow. If people can't make it tomorrow, can they just check out your website?
Yeah, we'll have all of our dates on our website, adltexas.org. You can check that full calendar. Like I said, we pop up regularly all around the city, so definitely we'll have a chance to get some of those services.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you all guys for joining us today. Say bye. Bye.
You're so tiny.
Bye.
I saw Sarah's dog Scooby there for a second.
Scooby was on screen.
All right, we do have some spotty downpours. These are not going to cause flooding, but it's a sign of a very active weekend ahead of us. So today there's a 40% chance for some rain. Tomorrow, a 70% chance for many storms. So some storms today, many storms tomorrow, 84 for the high. Looking ahead to next week, though, we'll be looking at a high of 96. And again, be on alert for flooding today. We'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Sarah. Hey, go Birds, go Bobcats.